friends, welcome back. I am Vivekanandan. So today we are going to discuss about investor, philanthropist, business tycoon who is none other than Mr. Warren Buffett, one of the most respected, iconic business leaders of the world. And in today's video, let us discuss about 4 rules of success, which Warren Buffett followed regularly and made him the man he is today. And before that, few more words about Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett runs this company called as Berkshire Hathaway. This company has invested in more than 60 other companies and has got some enormous returns. And Warren Buffett always counts under the top 10 richest persons in the world. His personal fortune is more than around $80 billion. But he is also known for his philanthropy and his modest style of living. Yes, he still lives in the same house which he built in the 1950s. He is known for his frugality also, and the other significant thing about him is he has pledged around 99% of his personal wealth for philanthropic activities around the world. Now let's jump inside the video. And what is rule number 1? The number one rule is public speaking. Yes, you heard it right. It is public speaking because all those people who has visited Warren Buffett's office never forget to mention this one thing, which is Warren Buffett has hatched on the wall this particular certification, public speaking certification he got from Dale Carnegie. In fact, in many of his interviews, Warren Buffett, he himself has mentioned the same, which is when he was 19 years of old, he enrolled for a public speaking course at Dale Carnegie, and it is helping him till today. And why is he saying that? He is basically an investor, and how will public speaking help him? But the point he says is, after I got to master communication skills, it has given me a lot of self-respect, particularly self-confidence, and importantly the kind of communication so that he can articulate all his business and investing principles to people much more senior to him. And that particular quality he has observed that has brought him repeated business because the articulation and clarity has helped him a lot. So rule number 1 is public speaking. And what is rule number 2? Rule number 2 is Warren Buffett's lifestyle even today is he invests so much of time for reading. He reads 5 to 6 newspapers every day, particularly plenty of magazines, and particularly lots and lots of books related with his career, which is investing. Even today he does it. Today we know that he is an authority in investing, but still he reads a lot about investing, and that is how he makes his bet properly and accurately. And in fact, he says that this particular book called as Intelligent Investor, written by Ben Graham in 1949, he has read the books n number of times, and that is what he made, and that book shaped him to become an expert in the field of investing. And my point over here is very, very simple. Anybody who wants to become a domain expert in your respective field, we really need to acquire knowledge, and that knowledge can be acquired through reading regularly. And today it is a golden era for communication. If someone is not well versed about reading, cannot develop that reading habit, they can look for audiobooks, they can look for video documentaries, but then reading also should be primary. So the second rule which made Warren Buffett is reading, and the third one is compounding effect. And what do you mean by compounding effect? Small actions done regularly gives you massive returns in the future. This is the most simplest definitions of what is a compound effect. And Warren Buffett, what he does is he has regularly invested for years together. All the returns he get through investing, he kept on reinvesting it back in the stocks, and that is how he has earned this massive amount of wealth And in fact, it is said that majority of the wealth he has accumulated in his life is only after 50 years of his age. Just imagine, he starts his career at 21, but he kept on repeating the process, and all those small returns, small reinvestments gave him a mountain of returns in the future. So it is all about compounding effect, and that is the same principle applies to his personal life also. Just for an example, imagine that you also want to improve your reading habit like Warren Buffett, but you don't have enough time to read regularly for a couple of hours every day. Do not worry about it. Just read for 30 minutes a day, but do it regularly for a year. Just imagine, after 1 year, if you have followed that habit regularly, imagine the kind of depth of knowledge you would have acquired after a year, and it would have definitely elevated you in your career as well. So something very, very important, which you have to do it in small amounts, but you have to do it regularly, which will help you in the future massively. And the last rule is, this is for business owners and entrepreneurs. This is not only for business owners and entrepreneurs, it is for everybody, which is cash is king. And what do you mean by cash is king? See, during this COVID-19 crisis, what has happened here is, we see many successful business entrepreneurs struggling during this particular phase in spite of being successful in business. And if you go deeper and see what is the reason for their struggle, you can very easily find that these people, all the money they were getting as a revenue from their business, they kept on expanding their businesses, kept on reinvesting again and again, opening another outlet, another shop, another thing. Just now we discussed about reinvesting, but this kind of reinvesting is without having cash in hand. But what Warren Buffett suggests over here is, you can do reinvesting, you can reinvest in your business, but save some money for yourself and for your business to meet contingencies. That is something very, very, very important. In fact, that is how Warren Buffett always feels that having extra cash is a burden, but it is always a necessity, because that is how it helped him to weather the 2008 financial crisis. Even now, we see reports of Warren Buffett losing billions of dollars in this COVID-19 crisis too. But still he is stronger because he has a pile of cash in him to weather all these uncertainties in the business. So the fourth one is cash is king. So there are plenty of other rules to be discussed, but I will stick with 4 as of now, and we will be discussing about Warren Buffett much more in the future. So please share your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for watching this video, and have a good day.